three-person, no bow drill, fire by friction, featuring my son Gabriel, who usually shoots video for me, Katie, and shooting video tonight is my daughter Maria. All right, let's give it a go. Go slow till I get the balance point. Okay, that's good. Slowly build up speed. Got some initial smoke. Keep going. Okay, let's slow down. Slow down. All right. Big honking ember. Okay. Let's let that coalesce for just a second. My hearth board is a little bit thick, and it's been taking a while to fill the divot full of a lot of dust. So I put a little bit of ground up mushroom, cracked cap polypore in there just to help out, save us some time. All right, Gabe. Throw it out. Flame on. All right. It's rained a lot here recently. It's quite humid. Our tinder bundle just didn't want to take off, but we eventually got it. So, three-person, no bow drill, fire by friction. Success. How about that? So, as I have read and studied about primitive fire making, I've learned that there are a lot of cultures and organizations and groups that use fire as part of their celebrations. And more often than not, the ceremonial fires are lit by friction methods. And they almost always involve more than one person generating the ember. In fact, there's a thing called a fire churn. Can use a spindle that looks like it's tree trunk size and a thunderhead that might take 2 or 3 people to control. And groups of usually men, could be anybody, on either side pulling ropes and making embers the size of softballs. I'll post some links to a couple of fire churn videos down in the description of this video. But I started thinking, well, it might be fun to explore some group fire by friction making using my children. And so this first video uses three people. I'm kind of controlling the thunderhead, and my son Gabriel and my daughter Katie are the drill team. A couple things to point out for just hooking up the drill cord to the spindle. I like to use kind of like an Egyptian bow drill method. I tie my drill cord to the spindle using a clove hitch, and then I wind up one side. So one person will start with the short end and initially pull. The other person pulls the other side. And what will happen is the spindle will roll back and forth between the two sides. If you were using a bow drill, the distance between one of these toggles and the spindle would be roughly your bow stroke length. The toggles on either end I've just got tied together. I've just got a simple overhand loop folded back on itself and a stick pushed through to hold it tight. When your drill team is working, it's real important that they don't play tug of war. When one pulls, the other has to release, and vice versa. They have to work in unison with one another. If they pull in opposition to one another, a spindle's going to come flying out of the divot in the hearthboard. So it took us a few times. We practiced a few times before we made this video, and we make sure that we were working in unison together. Another thing that's kind of important is that the drill team doesn't pull upwards or downwards too much. Ideally, they're going to pull straight back and forth in a line about equal to half the height of the spindle. That's really about it. A length of paracord, I think this started maybe just under 5 feet. I guess the bow stroke is maybe a little over 20 inches or so. With some practice you can do it. We had a lot of fun working it out down in the basement for an evening, and then making this video for you. Hope you'll give it a try. Have a nice evening.